Shri Krishna Storybox.
In the sacred land of Pajaka, near Udupi, is more than a coast. It's a sanctuary where sacred chants meet the sea, harmony lives. Lived a pious Brahmin couple, Madhya Bhatta and his wife Vedavati. With unwavering faith, they worshipped Lord Ananteshwara, praying that the Lord himself would answer their tears. And destiny was listening. For 12 years they performed intense penance, often sustained only by milk. At the Ananteshwara temple, a prophecy was declared. Vāyu would be born on earth. On Vijaya Dashami, Vasudeva was born, and divine power shone from his very first breath. They called him Vasudeva. In Pajaka, he was little Bhima. Born as the incarnation of Vāyu, his strength was divine, a protector sent to the world. The family watched in wonder. He ate heartily, lifted heavy objects with ease. They knew this was no ordinary child, but divinely strong. Seeing his mother struggle to reach the sacred Tīrtha, Vasudeva struck the earth. A sacred spring arose. Some villagers doubted its sanctity. To prove its divinity, he planted a dry banyan stick upside down, and it bloomed into a living tree, standing in Pajaka even today. Holding the waters of all four sacred Tīrtha, it came to be known as Vasudeva Tīrtha. When his father was harassed by a moneylender, Vasudeva picked up tamarind seeds. Young Vasudeva calmly offered a handful of tamarind seeds. When the lender reached home, they had turned into pure gold. By hearing his mother's voice, young Vasudeva leapt from the peak of Vimanagiri hill straight to his home below. When the serpent demon Maniman attacked, he did not fear. With a single toe, he crushed it into stone. Guarding milk and curd, Vasudeva sealed the pots with granite stones, Mosuru Kalu and Halu Kalu. Vasudeva pressed a dry stick into the parched earth and began to chant ancient Vedic hymns. In moments, the dead wood softened, sprouted leaves, and rose into life. At just 8 years old, Vasudeva longed for ascetic life. Honoring his parents, he waited 4 more years. Seeking renunciation, he approached sage Asyudha Prekshar at the Ananteshwara temple. Initiated into sannyāsa, he received a name that would echo through time, Purna Preknya. Days after initiation, young Purna Pregna corrected his guru. 5 errors, spoken with clarity that shook centuries of thought. With his guru's blessings, the young Acharya began his South India yatra. At Vishnu Mangala, Purna Breknya performed the unthinkable. He ate 4,000 bananas and drank 30 pitchers of milk without strain. He revealed the life force that sustains the universe. From Udupi to Kanyakumari, he debated and taught. Returning a master, establishing the path of Dvaitam. High in the Himalayas, beyond clouds and breath, lies the sacred hermitage of Badarakashrama. Leaving his disciples below, moving like the wind itself, there he beheld sage Vedavyasa in eternal meditation. Without words, master met master. He presented his Bhagavad Gita Bhashya to the Maharishi. There, he was instructed to write a commentary on the Brahma Sutras. Guided by a divine call in meditation, Madhvacharya returned to Badarakashrama to offer his completed commentaries to Vedavyasa. There he received sacred gifts, the Vyasa Mushti and the Digvijaya Rama idol, sealing his divine mission. These 8 sacred shaligramas, called Vyasa Mushti, Vyasa's handful, and Rama idol, are revered as powerful. Śrī Madhvācārya returned to Udupi. One day, fierce storm raged at Malpe beach. A merchant ship from Dwarka was being hurled toward the rocks of Vadabandeshwara. On the shore, Madhvacharya rose from meditation. Facing the gale, he simply waved his saffron cloth. The sea fell silent. Saved by a miracle, the merchant offered gold and jewels. But the Acharya sought only the clay ballast within. Huge lump broke open. Balarama and Balakrishna was revealed. In the royal halls of Dwarka, Queen Rukmini longed to behold her lord as the child of Vrindavan. To fulfill her wish, the divine architect Vishvakarma carved 2 sacred forms from Saligrama, Balakrishna and his brother Balarama. Worshipped with love, they were later lost to the floods of Dwarka, hidden in clay and silence, waiting for a saint of the future to bring them back into the light. Though 30 men could not move them, the Acharya lifted the Lord with ease. Balarama was installed at Vadabandeshwara temple and walked back to Udupi, singing the Dvadasha Stotra in divine ecstasy.
Vande Vandyam Sadanandam Vāyu Vasudevam Niranjanam Indirapati Madhyadi Varadeshavarapradam Namami Nikhiladhisha Kiritagrishtapeethavat Hrittama Shamanerkabham Shripate Padapankajam Jambunadambaradharam Nitambam Chintyami Shitu Svarnamanjira Samvitam Arudham Jagadambaya Udaram Chintyam Ishasya Tanutve Piyakhilam Bharam Valitrayam Kitam Nityam Arudham Shriyakaya Smaraniyamuro Vishnu Indiravāsamuttamaihavar Indiravāsamishitu Indiravāsamuttamam Anantam Antavadiva Bhujayorantarangatam Shankhachakra Padmadhara Shintya Harer-bhuja Pinavitta Jagadraksha Kevalodhyogino Nisham Santatam Chintayet Kantham Bhasvat Kaustubhabhasakam Vaikunthasya-khila Veda Udgīryante nisham yatah Smaretayamini natha Sahasramita kantimat Bhavata papanodidyam Shripate mukha pankajam Purnananya sukhodbhasi Andasmitamadhishitu Govindasya sada chintyam Nityananda padapradam Smarami bhavasantapa Hanidamrita sagaram Purnananda sharamasya Sanuragavalokanam Dhyayedajasramishasya Padmayadi pratikshitam Brubhangam parameshthyadi padadai vimuktidam Santatam chintayenantam antakale Naivodapuh grinantontam yadgunanam ajadaya Iti Śrī Ānanda Tīrtha Bhagavata-pādācārya virachitam Dvādashastotreshu prathamastotram sampurnam Prathamastotram sampurnam
Sri Madhvacharya installed the Balakrishna idol at the Udupi Sri Krishna temple and established 8 sacred Mathas around it to preserve and spread the path of Dvaitam. At the Anantashwara temple, at the age of 79, Madhvacharya was teaching his beloved Aitareya Upanishad. As he concluded, celestial flowers rained from the sky. When they cleared, the Acharya had vanished, leaving only his seat behind. Śrī Madhvacārya founded the Dvaita Vedānta school of philosophy, which emphasizes the eternal distinction between the individual soul and the Supreme Being. His core teachings are centered on the absolute supremacy of Lord Vishnu and the reality of the material world. He is believed to be the third incarnation of Vāyu, serving Lord Rama as Hanumān and Lord Krishna as Bhīma. The 9 core truths of Śrī Madhvacārya's philosophy, known as Tattvavēd, were later distilled into a single Sanskrit verse, the Prameya Shloka by Sri Vyasa Tīrtha. The Gita Bhashya is Śrī Madhvacārya's first major work and one of his most important. In it, he presents 4 core ideas as a single, logical flow toward truth. In all, Madhvacharya authored 37 major works, collectively revered as the Sarvamula Granthas.
Santatam chintayenantam antakale naivodapuh grinantontam yadgunanam ajadaya iti Śrī Madhvācārya Tīrtha Bhagavata-Acharya virachitam Dvādashastotreshu prathamastotram sampurnam Prathamastotram sampurnam